G'day everyone, Pheonix back here in OpenTTD, or as I like to call it, Transport Tycoon. If you recall, last time we declared Pheonix Transport dead and gone, and we made a pledge that we would not repeat those same mistakes again. Let's just have a quick flashback in case you've forgotten. Pheonix Logistics is dead. Yeah, so now it's time to start a new transport company in a new game, and let's hope we can do better than last time. So I'll keep all the stats the same. Let's bring the starting date down to 1865 to give us a bit more play in time there. Generate a game, please. Let's hit. No, we've already hit the pause button. That's something. And let's have a look at the world we've created. It looks like we have a giant. Oh, we got a little island down there. A couple of towns on there. We've got a couple of giant mountains around the place. Yeah, I'm liking this so far. Well, that's a big town. Hello. I can see some easy profit being made in this part of the world. We won't have to rely on any stupid industries either. Looks like we've got a giant bay here. This sort of resembles Melbourne, except the CBD's over here instead of in here. Yeah, interesting. Oh, we got a nice cluster of towns up here as well. We got another nice little bay here. Yeah, I think we can make a go of this. We unfortunately don't have many sort of separate islands like we did in the last game, although actually I tell a lie, we've got this island up here we can connect up. He's got another big town there, and we've got this little offshoot here. We might end up bridging to, or we might be able to put some ferries in there. But yeah, I'm really liking what we've got going on here. Let's have a look. Of course, I've got to tweak the graphics around because these bridges look right. So that means the train bridges won't work properly because they won't have loaded. Let's just prove that now. Where can we build a bridge? Let's just put a bridge in here. Concrete or wooden? Yeah, so if we're building a longer bridge, we will probably end up, yeah, with only the wooden option, which is annoying. So I'll just fix up those graphics and find us somewhere to start our game. Oh, nice cluster of towns up there, but I am drawn by this sort of region down here. I think that Feeningham, it is a city with great Lesningham, Ronbrook, Testway. We've got some options, and that's important. We don't have much in the way of industry nearby. Are you actually a city, or are you just pretending? You're just pretending, you lying bastard. I do notice we've got a coal mine down here. We've got a clay pit here. Do we have a power station? No, that'd be too easy. Oh my god, we do. Okay, well I know where we're starting. We're starting with coal, and we will expand into passengers on this sort of corridor here, I imagine, and we will go from there. But yeah, I'll just correct the graphics so we have access to more rail bridges. We got 2 coal. Oh, we are going to be in a good position here. Yes, I'll be back in a jiffy. Right, well, as we found out in the last game, industry's like pulling the rug out from under us, so I'm not going to waste any time yabbering away or building a headquarters or anything pointless like that. I'm going to jump straight into building us a coal line so that we can, you know, transport coal. I would have thought that'd be obvious. I don't know why you need me to spell it out. We will obviously start with a station up there, bit of track there, and down here we will need a couple of platforms for unloading because, well, obviously we've got a couple of coal mines available to us. So we'll drop down a surprisingly modern coal unloader considering it's 1865. I know, right? And we'll obviously put a buffer stop down there to prevent overrun. We'll quickly get a... Oh, that's convenient. Right up the hill there. And we'll also hook up the other platform, and I'll set up a bit of a depot down here as well. Apparently I tried to build 2 because it's already complaining. So throw some signals down there, and this should be fairly straightforward to connect up. We may have to sort of detour around because obviously we want to avoid loaded trains having to go up any hills if we can, because that's just going to slow them down, and a slow train means less profit. And yeah, in this game, trains can actually stall on hills, which is something we're keen to avoid. Excuse me. Now, because we are starting in 1865, the 060 goods is not available to us, but we do have the 060 long boiler, which is not as fast, not as powerful, but he should be able to get the job done because it's all downhill. So we'll start him off with a modest little train here. We'll go up to 2.7. We only have the 10-ton brake fan available, so that's okay. Hopefully that train's not too heavy for him. We'll see in time, I'm sure. It is all downhill, so as long as he can get the thing moving, he should be fine. You can belong to that depot there. So that's the first coal train underway. I have noticed we have a handy-dandy clay pit here. Yeah, there he goes. And we also have a brickworks down here, so I'm gonna look towards connecting those up as well. But next thing we want to do is connect up this other coal mine here to maximise our early profits, because, well, as we will remember last time, things ended up falling in a heap. There were plenty of tears. There were some threats made against computer hardware. It was not a good time, so we are going to quickly move to avoid any future bankruptcy concerns, at least in the short term. I mean, we don't know what the future's going to hold for us, but we're going to do everything we can to make a red hot go of it. So we'll set up a second station there. I'll throw down a couple of signals there. We will need a passing loop. Somewhere in the middle here. I'll probably just chuck it on this hill here because why not? That's roughly in the middle, I think. I'll pop a signal there, and chuck a couple of signals in there. So that should be another route all ready to go. We will just clone the train we've already built. We have enough money for that. And because he comes with the orders the other one has, we will just rejig those. You can go down there to unload, and you belong to that depot. Make sure you're good for coal, and off goes train number 2. Now, we will move into passengers fairly quickly because passengers are a very good source of income as the game progresses. Freight will remain fairly static. I mean, obviously you can have longer trains, but the industries don't tend to produce more as time goes on, whereas towns get bigger, produce more, therefore you can run more trains, therefore you make more money, therefore you buy more trains, therefore you make more money. I'm beginning to see a bit of a cycle forming here. But so there are our coal trains off and running. May as well hook up this clay pit while we're at it. We probably need a shorter platform for this. I don't really plan on making this a big train. Whereas the coal trains I might tend to extend as time goes on. What are we looking for? We're looking for a buffer stop. That'll do. Pop you in there. We'll throw down another couple of signals there. And all should be well. Okay, you are immediately getting in the way of each other. Good work. Good start, guys. Bring up our finances window, please. And immediately extend our loan. Now this time we won't extend our loan on some sort of folly of a railway line that goes to the middle of nowhere and then has the iron ore mine yanked out from under us, because that was just such a lovely idea and it fell in a heap. Now there's no point transporting clay yet because I haven't actually hooked up the brickworks, so we will just throw down a bit of track here. Let's connect it up like that. We'll pop a buffer stop down, and we'll just put in a little siding here with a nice little fence around it. That's quite quaint. Now we need to set you up. You will be full loading up here, please. You will be unloading down here, and you also belong to that depot. And we need to make sure you're fit to carry clay. There you go. So they're the China clay wagons with the little tarps over them to stop the clay getting wet. And wouldn't you know it, you're going to make a mess out of the loaded train as well. You poor bugger. You first train on the network and you're getting delayed by literally all these new interlopers. Well, with profits starting to roll in any minute now, we can set about setting up our transport company. Now, I'm not a woman. That's what I look like, apparently. It's reasonably accurate. I am a man. I wear clothes. Yeah, the important thing is we tried. We will we'll sort out colours later. Now, manager is not I. Campbell. We are Pheonix. And company name, we will call ourselves Pheonix Transportation Proprietary Limited. Excellent, because like the mighty Pheonix, we are going to burn everything we touch. No, that's not right. We are going to rise from the ashes. Pheonix Logistics is dead. Long live Pheonix Transportation Proprietary Limited. That just makes it sound cool. Now, rather fittingly, I will not try and scroll the map with the WASD keys. I will instead use the arrow keys like I'm supposed to. Because we have started our empire here in Fort Liverchurch, that town's getting a rename fairly quickly, I think it's only fitting we build our headquarters down here. So we will pop it somewhere it's not going to get in the way of our endeavours. Well, we're probably going to build a train line out this way. Probably going to build a train line up this way. So let's just shoehorn it in over here near the forest. And then just build a nice little road so we can get to work. Now currently I'm doing all the work. It's just me running the company. I have literally no other staff, except obviously dedicated train drivers and guards sitting in their little guard van. Don't worry guards, I'll get you a bigger guards van soon, unless I forget, in which case, I don't know, get the union on it or something. They'll sort it out. But as soon as we get the 060 goods available, we will we'll look to upgrading these coal trains to make sure we can make some more money there. In fact, I'm actually going to double track a bit more of this line because we need the coal to move. Because we need that early money coming in as quickly as possible. We're going to have to raise the land here. Nah, bugger it. Extend the loan. It's fine. Blank checks for everyone. As soon as he's out of the way, we will extend the line there and connect up like that. Excellent. And those points there we can leave in because they seem to fulfill the right purpose. We'll get rid of this track here. Are you going to go onto the correct track? You are, because you're a clever train. I don't know why we let our drivers pick the route, but apparently we do, and you know they just go where they feel like. So I'll throw some more signals down. Yeah, I know you're lost because some plonker put a signal in front of you going the wrong way. So this bloke's already turned around with a full load of coal. Wow, we've got quite a backlog already. And well, this coal mine's not going to last long, so we may as well get as much coal out of it as possible. Might even look to put in a second train on that route, you know. Just to sort of go all in on the coal. This one here, 64,000, 24,000, 35,000. Yeah, so these are probably medium-term investments. So we're going to look towards making the most of a passenger line up to this monster city up here, Franingham, quite early on, because eventually this line will become redundant when these industries do wind down, and we'll need to continue using this track here. I mean, look, in the long term, we might just put it down over the flat here, but for now, we want to sort of extend the line out this way for starters, and yeah, no, you're getting your city status revoked because you are not a city. You can just go away. Don't like you. You're not a city either, disappointingly. Great Lesningham isn't a city. What about Trundon? No, a New Treeside, as opposed to Old Treeside. Plondberg Bay. Man, this game comes up with some good names. And by good, I mean awful. Oh, they're not that bad, I suppose. What do we have down here? We've got a few more towns down here. We've got a very nice mountain range here we'll have to sort of work around. We've got a gravel pit. The game does tend to struggle to put gravel pits down sometimes because it requires it be built on a 1 or 2 tile slope, and it often struggles to find those. It's making a liar out of me because there's 2 now. Got a couple of good iron ore mines here, but I'm not going to be fooled. We've been down that road before, haven't we? But yeah, so I think this is a good place to start. I'm just going to let the game tick on for a little bit of money, and we'll pick things up shortly. Well, I've skipped forward in time a bit to December 1866. I've got the train window open so you can see that all 3 trains are making a good deal of money. Interestingly, we had news articles saying new coal seams have been found at both coal mines. So yeah, we're going to put our passenger plans on hold. We're going to extend our loan a bit. I did pay some of it down to keep the interest down. And we are going to go all in on coal for now, because what could possibly go wrong with putting all of our eggs in one basket? I mean, it makes it easier to carry, doesn't it? The one basket is far more convenient than having to carry multiple baskets. You know, it just makes good sense. But first, what we're going to do is to remove signals first. Oh, of course, there's a bloody signal in the way. Well, in that case, we will just extend the land out like this, and we'll put the railway line up here. We'll extend Trundon Mines here to become what is known affectionately as a Ro-Ro station. not because it involves the rowing of boats, but because it stands for roll on, roll off. Obviously that sounded better than roll in, roll out. I personally think the latter sounds better, but whatever. So we will start by putting a one-way signal here. Now that will force our trains to come around the balloon loop, because normally they would choose the shortest path, which would be to come in here and zot back out again. And then we'll just pop a signal down sort of here to protect trains loading, and then maybe a couple around the loop to help try and keep them moving. Now that's all completely pointless because we still have this awkward single track section here complete with stupid depot in the way. So we're going to extend that out and just double track that. We couldn't sneak in before the clay train arrived. That's okay, we can wait. We have nothing if not time. No, we don't have time actually. We want to capitalize. So we'll wait for him to go, and then we will get rid of that. We may as well just sort of make that signal disappear. We'll need a set of points in there. Chuck a one-way signal there. Bye-bye. We can convert that into a normal signal. And chuck another couple in here. There we go. Pop another few down like that. No, I didn't want to put that there, but well, it's done now. Let's just make it disappear, and it'll be our little secret. That's £7. We will just hide on the balance sheet as petty cash or something, and no one needs to know. Good. So we now have capacity for, I'd say, 3 trains to run out of Trundon mines, and as you can see, they're not giving us all the coal they're producing. So we want to make the most of the 24,000 tons we have available. Look, by the time the mine closes, rather, we might... Actually, I don't need to do that. I can just clone. Now, if you hold Control, or Control as I believe it prefers to be called, on the keyboard while cloning a train, you automatically share the orders. So, again, if I change one of these orders, it will change for all trains. Do we have the money? We do. I'm going to just go all in with 3 trains on that route there. We'll make the most of the coal while we have it. If we can build up a decent bank balance with coal, pay down our loan, and then we can look at some profit-making passengers, we can then sort of look to the future. So with more coal coming out of there, we've also got more coal coming out of New Treeside, so I'm going to double the track all the way around to that mine there and put many trains on. Look, I could double head the trains and just run longer trains, but at this stage it's probably better off having smaller, frequent deliveries to help pay this loan down in time. So what do we got? We got 1 track here, so we'll need a second track. This is going to become a rather convoluted little junction here, but there's nothing we can really do about that. I'll carve out a bit of the landscape here, and we'll just throw a bit more track in, because yeah, money is no object at the moment. We might have it come down on this side like that. And we probably don't need to put a row in here, because it doesn't matter if trains queue up along the main line a little bit. We'll put points in there. I don't want to have an ugly corner that we have to deal with. So we will just get rid of that. We'll leave that turnout there to get across like that. We will make you... No, we got to get rid of you. You are an awkward signal and no one likes you. We have to turn convert off before we do that. There we go, one-way signals for everyone. Now, these points here are completely useless. Well, it's not that ugly, but I'm pretty sure we can do better. Let's put that in there. We don't need that. We will have to leave that connection there for the coal trains coming out, though. Let's just get rid of the trees. We can probably squeeze in a couple more signals here. Oh, I know you're going to complain, aren't you? If you're going to go on the wrong track, we're going to have problems. Nope, you're going the right way. That's fine. It's fine. It's cool. We don't need that signal anymore. We do need some signals in the section, though, so I'll just throw some down like that. One-way signal there. A couple of signals there as well. There we go. That looks good. Now we need a couple more trains for that route. We'll just borrow a bit more cash there. We'll get another 2 going, why not? Again, holding Control, and off they go. Now, you may notice all our trains have matching hoppers in sort of 3 or 4 different designs there. One of the cool things about the UK rail set is, as the train ages, they randomly repaint hoppers into different colours. So we might end up with a green hopper on this train, and we might end up with a sort of a lettered hopper on this train, and it just helps to reinforce the fact that these trains, even though we don't see it because we're playing it as a sort of a simulation, in real life they would be obviously going back to the depot for servicing. They'd be taking wagons off, putting wagons on, as they come out for repairs, etc., etc. But I'm going to, through the magic of video editing, push time forward a little bit until we are ready to expand again. I will sit through the intervening years paying down the loan, drinking tea and eating biscuits, but I will spare you the details. They're nice biscuits, by the way. Happy New Year! It is now 1870, marking 5 years since our company came to be. As you can see, it has been a very good 5 years. The only trains that haven't paid for themselves, to replace themselves, are trains 3 and 6. The rest of them are making a monster profit. Look at that, here we go, it's rearranged everything. I did build another couple of trains because, well, we had the money, and Trundon Mines decided to up its ante to, it was 960, now it's 1080 tonne of coal. And so we have a lot of coal starting to backlog at the station, and New Treeside Mine is down to 540, but you know what, I'm really not even mad. Our clay pit is still plugging along. But yeah, we've completely paid our loan down, and we have 43 grand in the bank. So I think it is time to start looking up this way here to Franingham, which I will rename to Pheonix City. No, actually, no, we won't name the, even though it's a cool city, we'll call it Pheonix City, so we remember it's a city. Not that there's much doubt looking at the map there. No, we will remain true to our origins, and we will change Fort Liverchurch into Pheonix. Well, you're not really a city, are you? City. And we put a semicolon there by mistake. There we go. Pheonix, quote-unquote, city. Because, yeah, we have faith in you as our starting town, but you're not really a city, so we can't call you as such. Do we have a sawmill anywhere accessible on our railway line? No? No, that'd be too much to hope for. Because if we had a sawmill, we have a factory, we could... we have another brickworks up here too. We could have done something with that forest on the outskirts of Pheonix City. We've got a potential ferry link up to Reddingstoke. I'll call you Reddingstoke Island. Well, there goes a sawmill. Hope we didn't need that one. That could not be less appealing if it tried. Well, it could be. It could be like up here somewhere. Looking at the map without trees, you can see sort of what we're looking at in terms of hills. Now, what I'm thinking is this will be a sort of a major... Bugger off, we know steel mills like closing. This will be sort of one urban area. We'll sort of have intercity trains coming up here. We'll make this a bit of an urban area here. Incidentally, that steel mill was obsessed with making subsidies from these iron ore mines. So, good thing we didn't fall into that trap. Yeah, so we'll make this a sort of an urban area up here. This will probably be one up on the island here. And maybe if there's a city down here, we'll make this into a bit of an urban area. There's one. Stanbridge City. Good. Yeah, so we'll that way we can run intercity trains between our major centres and just have some nice suburban traffic around through the suburbs. But yeah, Feeningham City or Fenningham or whatever it's called will be a sort of a major urban centre. So we're probably going to look for a terminus station here, but we're also going to need to maintain connections to Ronbrook and Testthwaite. We will start this off as a separate network initially, although I will want to fairly quickly connect it up to Pheonix, quote-unquote, city down here. Now, are we going to run passengers up here to New Treeside, or are we going to give them their own line? Look, short term, I'll use the existing line. It will just have the advantage of, saving money on landscaping. Let's get the trees back. The map looks nicer with trees on it. It would save money on landscaping and track laying, and these coal mines will eventually play out and shut down. So we can decide if we want to rip that whole line up and build a new line then or not. But first things first, I'm going to connect Feeningham City up to Great Lesningham. We will start with a terminus platform. Let's put it on this side of town. That seems reasonable. A lot of apartments in this town. Can we get it closer to the centre? Not really, no. I think this is as good as it's going to get. And we'll probably end up putting a bit of a bus route in anyway. I will bookmark, actually we can just use track for this. I will bookmark some track out here as well, just to make sure the town has no intention of growing in our way. We're going to need a nice little station building, or we can build a big one later. But for now, we'll just stick with something modest. Well, this is a fancy looking number. We'll throw that down like that. We'll drop down, a nice little plant there. Put a roof down, and let's put another plant down. I like the plants. Plants look nice. That way we've got a nice baseline for our major station there. We will have a suburban station in Great Lesningham, so let's pop one of those down. Where would be a good spot for that? I guess if we sort of put it here, we can keep the track going this way, or we could actually, if we are allowed... I thought I'd done something and created a news item, but it was just some sort of coincidence. That's not the clay pit we're using, is it? Better not be. It's a pen hall. No, well, it wasn't really doing anyone any favours anyway. It's too far away from the city to actually be their main station, so we'll just call it station. Don't like Woods. Woods is a silly name. Actually, I don't even know if that won't really connect up when we make this the suburban line. So let's move it. No, moving it. Not happy. Good thing we demolished that person's house, because we've demolished that person's house as well. Let's drop it down here. The town is now undergoing some sort of redevelopment because we've upset them. We will need a footbridge here to get from platform to platform. There we go. So eventually I'm envisaging this ducking under to get over to these platforms here, and the main line actually sweeping down underneath in some sort of tunnel or bridge action. Oh, there goes Testthwaite factory, so good thing we didn't want to use that. But for the short term, we will just connect it up straight like this. That looks about reasonable. But yeah, you know, just so you know where we are looking to expand to. So we'll put. We're going to need to put a depot down somewhere around here too. Where are we going to fit a depot in? I don't actually like this long straight here. As appealing as it might look, it's not really practical, so we're going to just have to put in a little bit of straight track here and then make it two separate curves there, just to give us a bit of room up at Pheonix, just to allow us a bit of room. Now this depot will be a temporary number. We're going to knock it down in good time, because we want to expand the yard to include these other platforms in the medium term. We're going to need to put down a few more signals. Obviously this track here is just for eye candy purposes, just to sort of look cool. Now which track are we coming on this one? So we'll have a set of points there. We'll drop down a bit of a signal there. I'll throw a signal down like that. There we go. That way we've got our first potential route set up. We'll chuck a bus stop down here because we'll eventually need a bus, and we'll probably end up running an all-stops bus up to Pheonix City anyway, just to catch any city that might expand into this area where it's impractical to build a train station. Now, using our coal money, I know the eco-friendly people out there are gasping at the thought of it. We're going to use our coal money to buy a 2222222, not the ballet outfit, but the engine, the lady. There's the four-wheel passenger coach that goes with the original sort of rolling stock. When's that invented? It doesn't say. Oh, we certainly won't be building one of those because it is 72 k's an hour, and our engine could do 96. We could build a compartment coach that is good for 96, but I'm going to future-proof it and just get us the six-wheelers like that. We'll go with... We probably don't need 4 initially, but we'll probably find ourselves sending this old girl back to the depot to replace her. So you belong to Pheonix City Depot. I don't know why I still have that open. Oh, that's a city down there. I'm glad I kept that open. That's actually going to be quite a desirable spot to link up to Pheonix with a boat of some sort, possibly a ferry. Anyway, while I've been yapping, our first train is on the way. Completely empty. We might have to wait a couple of months for that to bed in a bit. In the meantime, we should probably set up a bus station over here to sort of accept accept a feeder service, because we are going to need to obviously draw passengers in from more than just Pheonix City. So for example, if we look at a 1x1 station tile with the highlight, that's the most of the city we're currently capturing. You know, we're not getting much beyond those blue tiles. So we are definitely going to set up a bus route very similar to how we would if we were playing the Fever of Transportation sort of game, possibly known as Transport Fever. Cannot confirm or deny. We'll just run a bit of a road down here. We'll set up a station there. That's apparently the north. That's the center. We'll connect up a bit of road down here, I guess, and put a bus stop in. Let's say we don't want to compete too much with the station, so that's the west. And then the bus can come up here, back through here. We'll probably need another station around here. Couldn't hurt. South, central. I think we can do better. Let's call this Grand Central, because that'll be our big terminal. We'll call this Pheonix City, I guess, Town Hall, because it's right in the dead center of town. And we'll call that, I guess, Central City Commercial. We'll decide that's the commercial district. I don't know, the banks and everything can hang out around there. Now, I'm not really happy with where that road's going. They're not going to let me demolish it. Screw them. We'll build a road vehicle depot on the outskirts of town, and I nearly went to set up an actual route, but no, we're playing Transport Tycoon, dumbass. We need to set up buses. Now we have the steam bus available. We saw that in the last part, 6 k's an hour to carry 8 passengers. Given it's all flat, we can go with the lack of power of the 6-horse carriage. Actually, that won't fit in the terminus bus stop. No, we are going to have to go with the steam bus, unfortunately. The horse carriages, while they're very useful, they don't tend to like the dead-end stations very much. It's not pretty. Let's just spare us all of the indignity of watching that happen. So we'll get to... I didn't mean to build 2. Well, we will get 2, but I didn't want to build 2. So we'll start with you. You can start off at Grand Central, and then I guess we'll run in sort of a clockwise fashion. So you can go to Town Hall. You can go up to the western side of town, up to the north side, back around via the commercial side, that's where the bus stop is, and then back into Grand Central. Now we will clone you, so this is, when it's in a depot, this is a button you can use. Let's just have 2 of them to start with, and we'll send them off. Eventually I would like to replace them with trams, but I don't think trams are available yet. Oh, hang on. Oh, we have cargo trams. Steam passenger tram. 26 k's an hour. Is that better than this thing? 6 k's an hour. Oh my god, we're building trams. Change plans, everyone. We're building trams. That's railway, dumbass. Let's build a tram depot. Let's get some tram track. Yeah, that bus is just embarrassing itself. Let's just sort of connect up some tram tracks. I guess we'll need to move this dead end stop, because I don't think trams like dead ends as much as road vehicles do. We'll need to connect that up. Yeah, those buses are they're just embarrassing themselves, aren't they? What are they even doing? We'll connect up trams. We'll connect up a bit of a shortcut there, just in case our trams want to have a bit of a faff around. Should we divert the trams down around here to go past the station? I'm going to say yes. We'll pop the tram stop there. And we'll just put a bit of a tram line in here. And we'll connect it down like that. Ooh, there's a nice big tram square there. Okay, you two, bugger off back to the depot. You are completely and utterly gutless, and I hate you. It would help if we connected up the tram route as well. Just saying. Did that connect up? It didn't. There's a danger of trams in this game, is you sometimes forget to connect your tram route up, and it doesn't show immediately until your trams will start getting confused and lost. We should probably put some tram tracks in there as well. Now, I don't know what that means for routing. We're going to have a bit of a think. We'll turn the buildings back on because it's ugly without them, and let's look at some trams. What have we got? We've got steam passenger tram. Don't know why we just paid for all these wires, but it's a thing that we can build. Or we can build a horse passenger tram. I'm going to go with the steam. Steam is always good. Now, we will have you start off at Grand Central. That's not much point because you can't go anywhere from there. Let's see, you can come around to Commercial. You can go up to north. You can then come around to west. Now if we have you go to Town Hall, you're probably going to get lost trying to get over to Grand Central. So we might skip Town Hall on that route and just have you go back to Grand Central. So let's just go all in. We'll get 4 trams for this route. Send you off. Okay, you're not even moving. Oh, because your friends are moving instead. That's fine. Yes, look at that. They're very pixelated because I zoomed in way more than I should have. But you can see our trams are now underway. We should probably build one going the other direction too, I'm just saying. So let's get another steam tram here. So we want to go this from here. We want to come down to west, up to north, round to commercial, and then you can find your way back here. I think we've built too much tram track. I really think we've overextended on the tram track front. So we'll send those 4 off as well. Once again, all sharing orders. So if we change the orders of one, we will change the orders of all of them. Seriously, I think they're going to lap the stupid steam buses before they even get back to the depot. See, buses are never the answer. Buses are horrible. Yeah, you guys are all going to start picking up. Now I'm going to automatically generate a timetable for these routes just to try and space the vehicles out a bit. Because, well, otherwise they all bunch up and it's just like a bus in Sydney. You wait half an hour and 4 show up at once. So hopefully once the timetables have generated, these will start spacing themselves out a bit. Normally you space them out with breakdowns, but then of course the front one breaks down, they all catch up anyway. So let's see, you're on autofill, you're on autofill, you're apparently on time. Well, I guess it's easy to run on time when you're making your own timetable up as you go. How's our train going? How are you doing, fella? You are bringing some oh, you're doing all right. 2 grand. Yeah, it's not gonna make as much as our coal trains are, but well, I really wouldn't have expected it would. Now, we need to extend our line from Great Lesningham. It's not that great. It's a pretty small town, really. Down to Pheonix, quote-unquote, city. Now, how are we going to get people from Pheonix City to New Treeside? Because if they're coming down from here, they go to Pheonix City. That's fine. And Pheonix City obviously can go back again. But how are we going to have a line? Yeah, we might have to have 2 lines. We might have one line like this. We might have another line like this. Actually, 3 lines, because then we'll have a line like this. It saves having some sort of messy junction in the middle of nowhere. Go away. Don't care about factories. Freight been burned before. Oh, we have oil wells up here. And no oil refinery to be seen. Okay, you're losing the great part of your name too. You are not great at all. You are just Feedale now. We'll call you Feedale Point. I think that's all right. That's a reasonable name. That's a reasonable. Yeah, you just sell all. Just go away. I hate you. Probably could have transferred them down here and run a bus service down here, but well, there goes an oil refinery. I think I'm a jinx. Every time I talk about something, it disappears. So where's a good place to put a junction? Probably around here where we've already got the junction for the clay pit, and it means any queuing coal trains don't really get in the way there. So we'll put a one-way signal in here and get rid of that stick there. We'll just build a bit of a line off here, so that can come down. That's probably gonna make it hard to double track in the future. If we put it like that, and then up like that. Well, there goes Feedale City Brewery. Oh, sorry, Friendale. I'm thinking Feedale doesn't have a brewery. Also, it's not Feedale, it's Feeningham. These town names are doing my head in. We will also connect up this track. Oh, it's gonna create a funny looking bump in the land there. We'll connect you up like this, and just connect you up to single track there. Is that going to be enough queuing room? Oh no, because the outbound train's coming this way. So that's fine. Yes, you can fit a passenger train in there easily. We'll remove that signal there, put another junction in like that, so our trains can go whoop. Ooh, the 42222 spinner is available. Now I'm going to pause so the message doesn't disappear, although it probably will while I'm yakking. Now the 4222 spinner, it is offered to us from the vehicle manufacturer. So they're saying, we just designed a new railway locomotive. Would you be interested in a year's exclusive use of this vehicle so we can see how it performs? This is really only relevant when there are competitors, so either in a multiplayer game or if you're playing with the AI. I'm going to say yes, just so it doesn't disappear. But basically, they give it to me a year earlier than everyone else on the map. And the only catch is it has a slightly lower reliability because obviously they are still perfecting the design. So max reliability is 53% compared to 86%. Now the catch is if you accept and do not build this trial engine within a 12-month period, you can build it and scrap it straight away. They don't care. But if you do not build it within that period, then they will not offer you any new vehicles for a year. They will just instantly go to the next competitor in the list. So in this case, I'm player 1 of 1. Otherwise, they will just go straight to company 2. Same thing if I decline it, they will just go straight to company 2, but they will give me first go at the next vehicle, should I choose. Now, because breakdowns are turned off, the max reliability is not a problem, because normally that means that's very bad. But I'm going to build one now and just sell it. Okay, I'm going to borrow... No, not allow while pause, that's the problem. I just saw an error message and assumed that's what it was. I'm going to buy one and sell it. Just to make sure that we don't accidentally forget to build one within the 12-month period. But looking at this railway line we're building now, I don't think that will be too much of an issue. That doesn't line up terribly well, does it? No. So just head up like this, I guess. There we go. That's a bit better. That's a bit better. There we go. Just connect that up. We've got this ugly little bump in the track here, which we will now fix because, well, it's all about appearances. Doesn't have to be functional. It can just hemorrhage money as long as it looks pretty. I don't mind. So put in a couple of signals like that and there. We may as well leave the lady just doing her little shuttle service because she's making a profit. And the way passenger destinations work, passengers will get on this train to Great Lesningham, giving her some money, and then they will step off and will wait for the train down to Pheonix City. Now you may be thinking, what's the advantage of that? Well, it means that our longer distance train is not wasting capacity running between these two towns. He can pick up more people here. If he drops some off here, he does, but he can then pick up the people waiting here, and we don't leave them behind as they wait for their correct train. So you're transporting him in mail. Mail traditionally makes good amounts of money. I'm always tempted to actually set up dedicated mail routes in the later stage of the game, but I get distracted by, well, literally everything else. But with the line connected up to our coal network, hello, what are you? You are a food processing plant. We don't have a farm within... Wow, the nearest farm is literally on the other side of the map, so... yeah, I'm not going to tell you made a poor investment choice, but you made a poor investment choice. Yeah. We do need a station down in Pheonix, quote-unquote, city. Where would be a good spot for that? I'm thinking over here near the church, because, well, it used to be called something church something. We need non-track tiles. We will put down buffer stops. Boom, boom. Pheonix City. We will put down we'll need a station building, of course we do. Let's put down, what's a nice looking... We'll put a nice big building down, because this is our corporate headquarters. And we'll just put down a plant, just on the edge of the platform there. That's nice. Now we need to connect you up over to this part of the world here. So we'll put a turnout there and then put a turnout there. So hopefully we don't interrupt our coal as much as we could, because at least outbound passenger trains will be able to just come straight out without interrupting inbound trains, and inbound trains can come in here around just if there's a slow coal train coming in. I don't think that'll make much of a difference, but well, here we are. So that is set up there. We've got two platforms there, a bit of redundancy for us. I better make sure I've got infrastructure costs turned on. I do, good. I didn't want to forget that because I thought I don't want our success to be undermined by the fact someone goes, you're not paying for infrastructure. It doesn't count. Not that people would say that, but people on the internet are all nice and friendly and never horrible. So we will build a 42222 spinner down at Pheonix City, and we'll get him a couple of mail coaches. We'll let's plan for the future, and we'll run you from Pheonix City. You can come up here past the 50 billion coal trains, which will probably slow him down and give him the shits, and up to Pheningham Grand Central. We'll have you belong to that depot, and then just rinse and repeat for the return run. So here we go. Here comes our first sort of a long distance train. Notice we didn't have to borrow a cent for that because of all the profit. And notice he's managed to jam up all the profit making trains in the process. Good work, champion. Now that is starting to get a bit of a backlog of coal. My concern is that, like the steel mill in the last part, you can get too much coal waiting at the power station, and therefore it stops accepting coal, but it is producing a medium output of power, so I don't know how it determines how much power it should be putting out, but I think it burns through more coal the higher the output. So hopefully we don't end up with a backlog of coal, because at the moment, until our passenger trains get on their feet, we don't need any sort of delay to our coal. Oh, that's dropped down in production. We might be looking at it closing soon. It's past 50%, and once it starts reducing in production, this one's definitely not reducing though. We can always divert the trains up to New Treeside Mines over here anyway. But yeah, we need to get moving on our passenger trains. God, zooming out makes the tram tracks look absolutely hideous, doesn't it? We need to get moving on our passenger trains so that we can start seeing a return on them, so that in the event our freight business completely goes tits up, there's no precedent for that. It's never happened before, and it certainly didn't kill our last company. We want to make sure that we can survive. So we'll call this Pheonix Station, because the inverted commas look silly and I don't like them anymore, but I'm going to stick with it because I commit. COMMMMMITTTTTT. Commit. This is why I was never a good speller. You are running completely empty, but that's okay. Hopefully, being a reasonably infrequent service, you will fill up reasonably quickly. Wow, okay, we've already got some demand up here, and it is entirely for the tram service. So we have a lot of people wanting to go via commercial. So which ones are they? They're the ones going around this way. Good to see they're all still bunched up despite the fact that I put a timetable in. And it's 10 days late. 10 whole days late. Maybe we should try again with the timetable. I must admit, timetable is one of the things I don't... Oh, you're on time, okay. One of the things I don't understand about OpenTTD, because I never used it before recently, and it was never in the original Transport Tycoon games. You just ran with bunched up buses and whatnot and just let them do their thing. So we should probably put another 4 on each route. I'm still in the transport fever mindset. We want to clone you, that'll do. Again, holding Catarl, and we'll send 4 out there, and we'll control clone you, and we'll 1, 2, 3 more of you. Send you out. Good. So we now have a total of, 16 trams, hopefully. Yes. I math. And they will probably all lose money. The reason for that is, okay, I'll tell a lie, these ones are actually making a profit. Not much of a profit, but they're making a profit. The reason, again, is because the way the feeder service thing works is it's paid a certain amount to get from here to here, under the impression that the whole journey will be taken at that speed or greater, and then it will have to deduct money from the tram because it takes so long to get to its destination. But that's okay. We don't need the trams to make money. We just need them to bring passengers to the station so that our trains can make money. Well, there goes Avon Low Sawmill. You're already on your way back, and you're already carrying passengers. Good for you. That's a good start. Now I'm going to press on with the passenger network. We are going to connect up Testthwaite eventually, but I'm going to push down to New Treeside in both directions to avoid the problem we had last time where we had trains losing money. Because if I set up the initial route like this and just leave it, passengers from Pheonix City will come all the way up here, change and come down, and we'll see that train start losing money in fairly short order, I imagine. So we need a nice little station building. I don't think we've built this one before, and if we have, I don't care. I like it. It's attractive. Let's build a footbridge so people can get from platform to platform. And instead of a plant, let's put down a bit of roof, just because this is a rainy part of the world. Probably. Did not think that through. Let's just demolish that. Demolish. And I am building double track here because they will split off. That was awfully convenient. Up here somewhere. And that will allow me to double track this section here. And obviously we'll have to put in some junctions to make that a bit more palatable. So what are we going to do? We'll put a track in like that, put a track in like that, therefore we can get rid of this bit, and we can sort of move our signaling operation up that way a bit. No, I don't want to convert tracks. I want to... Yeah, I don't want to convert anything. It was a misclick. You're yelling at me, you jerk. Yes, good. Okay, so we've got sort of a cutesy little triangle there. We'll do the same over here with a bit of a junction, like that. We'll drop a couple of signals down. We'll put signals on the junction, but we'll have to keep an eye on those. If we get sort of more than one train running on one particular line, these signals have a lot of potential to cause problems. Good. Didn't want that coal mine anyway. Now I'm completely lost. Let's go all the way back over here. Now our network's getting a decent size. Well, not compared to the rest of the map, but compared to this part of the world. I want to have the rest of the world connected up by the end of this episode, so apologies if it runs a bit long, but it'll give you a good basis to see how I operate. Now we'll need sort of an ability to terminate down here, so I'll just put a couple of scissor tracks in. That was the wrong way, dummy. It's just, it's continuing with the amateur hour that we've seen so many times before. So run some signals down there. I'll put a couple of... No, I didn't want to put that there because you can't see it properly, and therefore you forget it's there and you wonder why trains are all jamming up. Well, that was reasonably inexpensive. We've still got about 70 grand in the bank. I will also double track this section here just to head off any potential issues in the short to medium to long term. Well, long term, this will probably all get demolished and rebuilt because that's just the kind of guy I am. I like demolishing things. I don't care if it causes problems. Well, I care when it causes problems, but I don't care if it causes problems until I do it. So you can get down from there, you can get down in either direction. Coming this way, you can get in and back out, that's fine. Yes, good. It's time to buy another couple of trains. I don't know why I double click on the track there, it's just force of habit to make sure I haven't got any building things selected while I start clicking around the map. Now, are we going to extend the lady down to New Treeside, because that will be a suburban route, and then we can always put a second one on if need be. Or are we going to build a new train? Let's build a new train for now, just because we're starting to get more people building here. We've got 15 passengers, 9 and 6 there. So look, this train still is serving, but let's just future-proof it, because as I said, we need our why did I close that for? We need our passenger trains to start earning their keep, because in the long term we are going to have to rely on them. Well, not even the long term, probably the short to medium term. How long did I build that other train? I'm gonna sell that off and just clone this one. Now this time I won't hold control or control because I don't want to share the orders. So as you can see, if I hit that, I just delete the orders, and then I can start again. So you belong to that depot. You come down to Great Lesningham. Eventually, this terminating train will cause a problem, and it will have to go or get redeployed. But for now, it's fine. Look, eventually I might even just put a third track in here as a turnback sort of deal, so that it doesn't cause delays, and we can keep using it, because we paid good money for that train. I don't want to get rid of it. Not yet, anyway. So we'll send off our second train. Now that is Pheonix City down to New Treeside. Now we will also need a train from Pheonix City up to New Treeside. That one I don't think will make as much money, because as the crow flies, the quickest journey is that way. But because of the mountains and our primitive trains, we are going to want to sort of go around either way. And look, I think we may as well just keep using the existing tracks rather than going as the crow flies across the mountains or around to the south. So we'll get another spinner. They seem to be doing all right. And I'll buy. Probably don't need this much because they're smaller towns actually. So we'll go with a smaller train there. We'll have you come into Pheonix Station. You belong to Pheonix City Train Depot, just in case anyone asks. And you can come around to New Treeside. I don't want to. See, this is why I always double click on the track, because I don't want to start accidentally randomly lowering land. How are we going at Pheonix Station? Oh, we got 20 people waiting. They all want to go via Great Lesningham for now, but hopefully that will change. I don't want to build a tram. I want to build a bus stop. I'm just going to sort of cheat a bit and put a bus stop here to sort of increase our catchment area for the station around the rest of the city without having to build a feeder bus service there. So good, that's that train set up. Our freight trains are still merrily chugging away. Still got plenty of coal coming out of here. He's down to 270 though. Keeping an eye on you. You're still going great guns. We might actually divert a train onto that line. Actually, where are you going? Trundon Mines. We will just get you to instead go to New Treeside Mines. Actually, look at this. Here's a good example of the wagon starting to get mixed up. So this was obviously a grey train to begin with. Now we've got a black hopper, a green hopper, and a letter hopper there. So TTD, TT collieries, obviously. Actually, we need to decide on a colour scheme for our trains too. We'll keep the steam engines green. They seem all right there. But the freight wagon, let's make that let's say brown and green. So does that change any of our? No, it doesn't really. Oh, there we go. We've now got brown hoppers instead of green hoppers. Oh, that's disappointing. Let's change that back to green, and we'll make the other colour brown and see what happens. There we go. Now we've got green hoppers. Oh, we've still got green guards fans too. I think making that brown changes the guards fan. Does it? Let's have a look. Where's brown gone? Brown. Okay, no, it doesn't. Never mind. Maybe the guards fan counts as a passenger carriage. We'll keep it green because I like having our company colour splashed on everything. And as for steam passenger coaches, let's make them brown. Oh, there we go. That looks nice, doesn't it? And now we have the brown guards fans, which I probably could have avoided. Well, bye-bye. I'm sure you're on the other side of the world and I don't care. Yeah, that's pretty. I like that. That looks nice. We'll keep our buses green because obviously we are a green company. And how are our buses doing? Let's look at profit last year, please. Okay, so the best one's doing 247. And the worst one has lost £18. You know what? I've seen a lot worse than that. We will have to fend off numerous vehicles losing money messages at some point. But for now, we're doing okay. We're doing all right. We are doing okay. Now, we are going to have to extend this network. Plondberg Bay is not a city, and Feedale Point is not a city. So I'll probably just extend the Feeningham city train down there. We'll leave the Pheonix city train to just shuttle back and forth, because otherwise he might start hemorrhaging money if he's got to run all the way out there and back again. But we'll make this train come all the way around to Feedale Point, and we'll probably extend the Great Lesningham train up around to Testthwaite. Financially, how are we doing? Let's have a bit of a look. So we've lost 14 grand this year, but that's probably because we spent 70 grand on new vehicles. So I mean, last year we actually turned a profit despite spending 100 grand on construction and new vehicles. So I'm really not going to argue with that. Let's be honest, that's okay. I'm assuming that property maintenance is where the infrastructure cost is coming out 7 grand a year. No, where is that? What's that under? I don't know. Maybe that's a separate. Wait, it should be on the balance sheet somewhere, surely. No, I don't see infrastructure. Let's make sure that's turned on, because I don't want to rip you off at home. Accounting, infrastructure. Okay, it's on. Okay, we're obviously paying for it somehow. I just don't know where it's coming out in the budget. Maybe that's per year, and because we haven't got to the end of the year, we haven't paid it yet, because we're only in July. Yeah, that's about half. Yeah, sure. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure the game is not lying to me and making me feel better than I actually am. Now, which way are we going to go first? We're going to go north. Let's go north, because that'll let us put in some creative station construction. Actually, no, change my mind. We'll go south because we've already got the trains running, and it's just a matter of extending the line. So we can run the train around like blue. We'll need to either get over the river to have a station on this side, which would give us access to a ferry, not that anyone would use it. Or we can try and build up in the hill. It's only a small hill. Now we'll go down, we'll cross the river and go that way. Turn the trees back on because the landscape looks really bald without them. So extend the line out like that. Where are we going to cross the river? Let's cross the river about there. That'll do. And we'll come down like that. Yes, good. We'll set up a couple of signals there, so that way trains can come and go off any platform. They don't have to dick around with sort of worrying about waiting for a free platform. Let's build a viaduct, stone or brick. There we go. That's a nice looking stone viaduct there. And we'll put the tracks down on that side. Now Plundberg Bay. Where are we going to put the station for you? I want to have it over here, but it's going to be hard to negotiate this corner. So we might have to sort of put it here, and again just sort of cheat a little cheeky bus station in to make sure it's connected. Actually, we only need a one-track station here, so we'll put down, I guess, a bit of a roof, a couple of benches there. That looks all right. We can always expand it later. Famous last words. When the town hates us and won't let us build any more platforms. But yeah, that looks all right. And we may as well extend all the way to Pheonix Point. So we'll put a nice little terminus in. We can get reasonably close to the centre of town, which is good. And we'll put down a bit of a roof and yeah, a couple of benches again. Stick with the same theory. Again, we could probably run a ferry up here, but most people will probably just opt to use the train because it will be quicker. Might have to wait for aircraft and have a route set up there. This does look like a potential route for a ferry, though, from Dreely to Testthwaite. And indeed, we could probably set something up from Pheonix City up to Windberg Bay City. Just add city to your name so we remember you are a city. I think that'll probably be a very profitable air route, actually. We'll probably get a lot of passengers going between the two cities, and to do it by train will involve a bit of a detour around via Avonpool. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Focus on the task at hand. The people want to see you building, not listen to you waffle on about nothing. Unless you like that, in which case, you've come to the right place, friend. Welcome to Waffletown. Population Pheonix. Connect that up like that. We'll chuck a depot in at this end just because it's the terminus. It just looks nice, even if the depot is at a right angle to the main line. Don't question it. Just let it happen. That sounds bad. Where is the train? That is the lady, I think. Let's see if it turns around. It's the lady. And here is our spinner. So are you making profit? You are. Good. Well, you're not going to make it for a while. After Great Leaningham, you go to New Treeside. After New Treeside, you will be extending to Plundberg Bay. And then on to Pheonix Point. And back again, please. And back to New Treeside there. Good. So we now have that route set up. So the only thing left to do is connect up Ronbrook and Testthwaite. So I might actually use the lady for that to try and extend that out and put it maybe even a second train. Got the passengers piling up here and all of them are internal. They really want to travel around inside the city, don't they? We still have a few people going via Great Leaningham. That's good. How are you going for capacity? Yeah, you're doing well. So we'll need to extend our big fancy station here. Hopefully the town will let us. What do they think of us? They think we're very good. Oh, isn't that nice of them? Oh, so we'll have to put a station over here. We'll put a nice little pot plant in here. If we can destroy this thing, ooh, and if we can remove this bit of road here, ooh, yes. Look, that'll hurt the town initially, and I'm very sorry for that. I'm not really, but it'll give us much. Well, there goes Treehead Brickworks. Hope we didn't need that. Wasn't that? No, that's Testthwaite. Where's Treehead? Why does that sound familiar? Well, it's not around here, so who cares? So yeah, look, as I said, it'll hurt the town's growth initially, but having the station closer to town means that it will be better in the long term. So we'll connect our little suburban line up like that, put you in like that, and we will just have a little cheeky turn back there, because we will have trains coming in and going back out again in the short term. Now, we are extending this station here. We need to put in some more platforms, so we'll make that 5. Boom. We'll also need a bit of a bridge here, so we'll put in that there. I'm going to make the station too long, aren't I? Oh well, life goes on. It's not a party unless you've put too many station tiles down. Isn't that the saying? No? Let's put some decent roofing in, because obviously people on the suburban platforms don't have access to the fancy schmancy building. So, what happened here? New coal again with the new coal seam. Oh, well, if production wants to go up, it's definitely getting close to closing though. Production has dropped markedly, like we're talking like 2,000%. But this one's still going strong. So keep an eye on the coal there. If we start seeing a drop in coal, we'll start diverting more trains over to new Treeside mines. But I digress. We will just connect up this. This will need to connect up down to Great Lesningham. So I'm going to put the junction in down here. And you'll see why in a minute. There is a train in the way. Okay, as I said, put the junction down here. Make it simple. Just pop you in like that. Now, we are going to need to set up some waypoints. So actually, I don't want to connect this up just yet because it will confuse all of our trains. Now, this is why I like having shared orders, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a couple of signal boxes. So I'll pop one down there, and this will be Great Lesningham, call it mainline. Actually, we'll call it junction mainline. Nope, go to the end. There we go. That way we know what we're doing. So all of the trains that are coming into the terminus here, of which there should be 2 different trains, and there they are, we want them, after stopping at Great Lesningham, to go via Great Lesningham mainline. Now they won't stop there. It's not technically a station. It's just a waypoint. So they will just go whoop straight through without stopping. But it means that they won't look for the shortest route to Pheonix City, which will bring them into this platform. They will instead, from Great Lesningham, go, I want to get to there. Once they get here, they'll say, oh, now I want to go to Pheonix City Grand Central, and they will seek to get to one of these dead-end platforms here. Obviously, they can't get to the short one because I haven't connected it up properly. Long term, I will end up moving these 2 tracks all the way out here to the coast, and we'll end up with a nice, really impressive terminus there, because who doesn't like a good terminus with a confusing yard that trains get stuck in all the time? Now, the lady, we will also put a waypoint down for you, even though we don't technically need to. I'll put this down sort of over here, and it can sort of oversee the yard, and we'll call it Pheonix City Yard Box. And that I mean, look at it. Obviously, it's not controlling a junction here, but it's just a nice little bit of eye candy. You can imagine that from there the signal is controlling the big Pheonix City Yard there. So after Great Lesningham, we're going to send you there. We're going to have to connect up just so he can terminate. Otherwise, he will immediately get lost because he won't be able to get there. And we'll throw down some one-way signals to help prevent any sort of catastrophes. And by catastrophe, I mean epic train collisions that involve massive fireballs and thousands of deaths. I would like to show you a train crash, but I'm going to refrain because that would make me some sort of sociopath. In fact, wanting to show you a train crash makes me a sociopath anyway, doesn't it? Oh well, whatever. We'll throw down a couple of one-way signals here. Yeah, that'll do. Just to help our trains turn around. I put those points in back to front, didn't I? Good work, idiot. There we go. So he can just shuttle back and forth between the 2 for now. He, she. Actually, what am I doing that for? We've already connected up all the way there. No, I've already got it open. Oh, it's not going well at all. You no longer belong to that depot either, by the way. So after Great Lesningham, you go to Pheonix City Yard Box. You then go to Pheonix City. Then you go up to Ronbrook, and then you will come back again. So we didn't get to you in time, so you're still going to turn around. That's fine. I'll leave the points there just in case I need them in the future. Probably should put a depot in over there somewhere long term so we can edit our suburban trains if needed. I'll throw down some more signals here. Not having the town build level crossings means this is quite a safe proposition. Normally you would have a concern about looking away for 5 minutes, the town building 300 roads across your tracks, and then exploding over here with buildings that they would then not let you demolish because they decide they don't like you. We will finish off today by extending up to... Go away. Industries are going to close. It's just... I've just come to realise that. Have we always had an engineer's yard here? I don't know. We will extend Ronbrook up to Testthwaite. We will send the railway line past this oil well, but I don't see any point unless we get an oil refinery magically pop up somewhere that I haven't... No, it hasn't happened. So we'll continue the line up this way, nice and scenic along the bay. Eventually we can probably run a suburban train from Feedale Point all the way around to Testthwaite, and won't that be a spectacularly inefficient journey? So we'll send the line up like that, send it up there, and then before we get too excited with the demolishing of trees, demolishing of trees, is that what you call it? Knocking down of trees? Killing of trees. Yeah, that sounds bad. What station building haven't we built yet? I don't think we've built this nice green number. This one looks like a shed, so we'll build the green one instead. We need to put in, let's see, we'll put in a roof so people don't get wet, and I'll put in some benches so they can sit and wait for the train. Oh, that lines up spectacularly well. That's all according to plan. That's exactly what I intended to do, and I won't hear anything against it. Yeah, I just fluked that. You know it, I know it, we all know it. Let's just deal with it. So I'll put in a bit of a passing loop here because I do have delusions of grandeur. I think we will be running more trains on this route in a short period of time. I'll throw a one-way signal down there. Probably keep that turn back there for no reason other than we've built it now and it looks pretty. We won't be using it, but just in case we do in the future, at least the infrastructure's there. Now, where's our lady gone? Are you still making profit? Yeah, you're doing all right. I reckon our passenger trains are probably doing okay. Profit last year. See, there you go. As I said, the passenger train. Look at this fella. This is, which one are you? You are the Pheonix City train. He has already outstripped our most profitable coal train. So, and I mean, cities get bigger over time. They do. They just expand. More passengers are created in the world to transport, whereas the mines and the steel mills and whatever are very limited in their output. I mean, obviously this is quite a fluke. Normally you're going to get good money from transporting cargo, but long term it just cannot compete with passengers. And okay, this one is just hemorrhaging money. Who are you? Which one are you? You are the Pheonix City to New Treeside train, inevitably. But you know what? While we've got this fella making 16 grand a year, we can absorb a sort of a 2 grand a year loss from that train. So that is just fine and dandy. Now we are looking at the lady. Ooh, hit pause. Oh, go away. No one cares. Stupid iron ore mines. Nope, don't turn it round. Just extend quickly. So hopefully we can see our first run up to Test Thwaite. You can also belong to that depot. Yay, we did it. We got there in time. He hasn't turned around. Everything according to plan. Actually, let's zoom in a bit. Let's just enjoy these. I still think they're beautiful graphics, even if they are very pixelated and 90s. I think they don't overreach. There's a certain charm to them. I might be looking at that through nostalgia goggles, but you know, I think they hold up. You know, not like some games where they tried too hard and they just ended up with ugly graphics that have not stood up to the test of time. Just accidentally closed the finance window. I like keeping that open in case I need to borrow money quickly because I've demolished a junction and then gone into the red. So obviously no one on board, but apparently someone decided to get off there. Fair enough. Not going to argue. But yeah, there goes our first run into Test Thwaite, and that's culminated with the closure of the brickworks, so everyone in town is now out of work. Well, at least there's a train they can get to work down in Pheonix City, I guess. We should build a second train for that route. I'll just do a quick clone and send you off. And you're going to go from Grand Central, so it doesn't matter that you're coming into these platforms, because you'll then go to Great Lesningham and then chuff off back along the correct route, because I did send you to Yardbox. I'm glad I checked on that. Of course I did, otherwise this train would never have made it to where it had to go. But you know what, guys? I think we've made a good start of it. What's our company worth? Yeah, see, we're worth a lot more than £1 now, aren't we? Yeah. Pheonix Transportation will rise and dominate. What do we call this place? Fedale Point and Pheonix City Bay, or whatever this region is. And this is a really big ass bay. I'm looking forward to making use of it with some shipping if we have the option. Ooh. Okay, here I am trying to wrap the episode up, and we've just gotten offered the 060 goods. So belay that ending. We will accept this trial, and we will use it to pimp up our coal trains going to New Treeside mines, because they're still not transporting. 16%, yeah, we can quite easily do better there. So we've got 4 trains running on that route. For now, what I'm thinking is we might divert a couple back over to Trundon and replace them with slightly heavier trains. So Let's get the 060 goods. 80 k's an hour top speed, but our 5-plank open wagon's only 64. And the 20 ton, oh, the 20 ton's good for 104, that's okay. But we've built the loco. We will now get some wagons. I don't know how long these trains are, but they're probably not as long as this one's going to be. We can get him up to 3. How long's the station here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get him up to 5 tiles long. He is going only in the downhill direction. He doesn't have to climb uphill with a loaded train. Let's not overreach. Let's go with a 4-tile train for now. I'll get you on that route there, and we'll get you to carry coal. Now, off you go. I might build 2 of those, actually. Let's get a second one going there. And we will instead divert one of these trains. Where's an empty train that hasn't gone past the junction yet? We will divert you over to this route, please. Trundon Mines. Good. So that way we don't have too many trains trying to bank up at new Treeside Mines. Eventually, probably medium term, we will look at sort of scrapping these long boilers. But I mean, it's only 8 years old. It's still got a lot of life left in it. We might just end up parking them in the depot and sort of saving them if we want to expand the clay route, or if we want to sort of transport goods. Because it is an option. We can transport goods up to Pheonix City. I'll probably put a freight terminal up here because the engineer's yard accepts goods. You know what? If I build it up here right now, the engineer's yard, see, accepts goods. These, as I said last time, it's see, he accepts fuel oil, he accepts gravel. 2 to 8 passengers, 4 to 8 goods, 4 to 8 goods. So as long as this is here, we can deliver goods. As I said last time, the town, a bit hit and miss. Okay, before we go, I'm going to set up a goods train from Pheonix City Brickworks, or Woods as it prefers to be called, up into New Flooding, whatever the hell that town's called. I've lost track. It's not important. Let's just go with another buffer stop here, please. Now, let's see if we can build a slightly fancier station. We can build a shed. Ooh, shed. Let's build a 2x3. Oh, that looks cool. Look at that. We've now got a proper freight station we can load goods at. And we'll put a couple of signals down there. Look, I know this will cause the engineer's yard to close. You don't have to tell me. It's painfully obvious given past experiences. No, I didn't want to. I want to put a signal there, so that we can have a junction in like that. Is it attractive? Probably not. But then again, people say I'm not attractive, and look what I've accomplished. I've built a profit-making enterprise. We will just let's put a 2x3 station down here. See, accepts goods, because it looks cool. Might be completely superfluous to our current needs, but it looks cool, and I don't care. And if you don't like it, you can just go away. Again, please don't leave. Throw a depot down there just in case, although I'm pretty sure we'll be using the Pheonix depot. Pop a signal rather down like that. Should be a fairly simple matter for routing. Now, do we want to use a long boiler on that route? I fear that if we do that, we will slow down our passenger trains. So we'll go for the 060 goods and just hope it doesn't turn out to be a white elephant. Okay, see, this is why I keep the finance window open, because we're going to borrow. I know, we're borrowing. Now, we need to transport goods, so we're transporting bricks, so we'll put a couple of flat wagons on the train, I guess. Let's put a couple of covered wagons on as well. What else can we transport goods in? Not open wagons. Okay, well, might as well put another flat wagon down. No, we don't really have liquid goods coming out of a brickwork, so we'll put, I guess, another couple of covered wagons down. Another flat wagon. And perfect, 3-tile long train. I like having a bit of variety in my goods rolling stock. You can belong to that depot. That depot up there was a complete waste of money. Okay, we will finish off today by launching our new goods train. So let's just zoom in. Control clicking on the eye will follow the train as the tooltip says. Now, good, you're going to get out in front of the clay train goods, so you can tell the brickworks that we are ready to transport goods. Here we go. Chuff, chuff, chuff. This will probably be a very short-lived venture because I forgot to check how much clay is left in that clay pit before it runs out of clay. Or runs out of pit, I'm not sure what happens. Either way, it has a definite short lifespan, the old clay pit. and the brickworks will accept gravel as well, and gravel will increase the amount of goods, but it will not process gravel on its own. So you can either deliver clay and gravel or just clay. So if we see a gravel pit nearby, I'll investigate it, but ironically the gravel pit actually has a far longer lifespan than the clay pit, but ideally we need a clay pit to produce goods at the brickworks. Now we should have a long boiler coming in, an 060 with its clay train any minute now. Oh, there it is, good. Thought it was going to make a liar out of me. And hey, look, we're in the red for the first time this game. That's probably not something to be celebrated. Here we go, new Treeside coal mine has now started slipping as well. That is a concern. It's probably because I've just built these wonderful 060 goods engines. But no matter, we'll see what happens. We've got a profit-making passenger line now. So we have dropped off. Did I refit you to carry goods? I did, good. Okay, so apparently bricks are now planks of wood. Really didn't think that through very well, did I? So when you run out of clay to process, we'll just send the goods train off on his first run to make sure the engineer's yard doesn't shut down on us. There we go, paid the loan back already. How good are we? I'll answer that. Very good. See, I'm saying it's a team effort. I'm doing all the work here, but I'm going to include you guys in the credit, just like a good group assignment at a high school, you know? You always include everyone in the credit. This is the world's slowest brickworks too. Make bricks faster and make them stop looking. No, they still look like timber. Okay, whatever. We'll just roll with it. At least we got some nice variety in the train. We don't have to really argue the finer points of it. 20 tons of clay. Just gonna hit the cheeky fast forward button. There we go. We've run out of clay. 75% full. That's not too bad. So for every oh, I can't do maths. Oh, what are you waiting for? Why are we unable to move the screen? There we go. We are now. Well, we're waiting for him to move because he is waiting for the passenger train to move, which is losing money. So probably not our smartest decision, but you know, we'll just okay. Now you're waiting for the coal train to move. Stop being so polite and just push out. Maybe we have to build a separate track for it to come out on the main line. I don't know. I just really want to see this thing make a profit. Let's just put hyperspeed on and just play forward until it starts moving. Whee! We're off! Now, of course, we've got to get out onto the bloody main line yet. I just want to see this thing turn a profit and hopefully have the engineer's yard not yanked out from under me. The engineer's yard, incidentally, will accept gravel and just accept it until the cows come home. So that is always an option if a gravel pit opens up and the brickworks closes down or the clay pit closes down, both of which entirely possible. See, you know how to push out on the main line. Suck it, coal train. Okay, so here we go. We're nearly up to the moment of truth here, where we're splitting off from the main passenger line at the yard here. That's just going to serve to complicate things in future. Hopefully we can keep this freight terminal going and start delivering more and more different types of cargo into Pheonix City, because it is a major centre, so it will be a profitable place to deliver goods, even if the engineer's yard shuts down. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. Also, the engineer's yard's not connected up to the road network. But let's see how much money we're going to make from this delivery. First goods delivery. Not even a full train. Ooh, 8 grand. That's really not to be sneezed at. Hopefully he can make a few of those deliveries. That'll put him up there with our more profitable trains, I think. Okay, so he can't beat the coal trains, but he's definitely up there with the clay train. And yeah, well, definitely way above the clay train. Actually, he's only making 2 grand a year now. Obviously, production here has slipped. Okay, we've got 35,000 tons to transport. What did I make disappear then? I think I made the signs disappear. Yes. Bring the signs back. We need the signs. Yeah, look, I think that'll do us for this episode, though. We have now connected up this entire portion of the map with everything that can be connected, of course. Wow, what have you done over here? That is a very, very overreaching bridge there, friends. You've clearly gone with, yeah, expansion in mind. I personally probably would have expanded my town in this direction, which would have been a lot cheaper. But hey, you want to build a big suspension bridge? That's good for you. But as I was saying, we've made a good start here. Pheonix Transport is underway. Next time we will probably look to extending our network out to Trundon. We might go around to Tree Head because we've got a nice cluster of towns around here, as well as an oil refinery, I have just noticed. Probably noticed it earlier and forgot about it. But we got a few options for passenger transport over here to connect up to our main city. Otherwise, we can also head from Trundon through this sort of pass here. Actually, connecting up Windberg Bay City probably wouldn't be a bad idea. We do have a power station at Avonpool, but oh, no coal nearby. Okay, I thought maybe we'd see a bit more profit to be made from coal over there. But yeah, we'll see how we go. But yeah, Pheonix Transport, we've done a lot better than TNIC Logistics, which we will not talk about ever again. But take this opportunity to thank you for joining me on our Transport Tycoon adventure, and I look forward to seeing you back here again next week for part 2 of this game, but part 3 or part 4 or whatever for the next part. Until then, I've been TNIC. Later days.